heritage layout for you today. I'm going to be using this photograph that my aunt gave to me, and I have showing you here some of the products I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using all products from Prima's Fruit Paradise collection. I'm going to use that journal card and type out my journaling, but first I'm going to back this cut file. So I just want to use the inside of these 6x6 papers, and then I'm going to back all of those pretty flowers with this gingham and this floral. This cut file was a freebie file from National Scrapbook Day that I had downloaded and cut, and I thought it would work perfectly with these products and my vintage photo, heritage photos. So what I'm going to do is I have backed all of that cut file off camera, and now I am using some milled lavender and tattered rose distress oxide inks and my life-changing brushes that I adore, and I'm just going to lightly ink a little bit of a background here. My cut file is going to sit on top of this swath of ink, and it's going to give it some dimension and a little bit of separation from my white background paper. So what I'm basically doing is I just have those two distress oxides. I'm kind of letting them blend together, and I'm just going to go ahead here and continue on with my life-changing brushes to get a really pretty kind of background behind just the cut file. So I keep putting the cut file down because I want to make sure that I can see all that color kind of peeking through around the cut file, which is going to go ahead then and give it that separation from the background paper so that it doesn't disappear, because all the colors I'm working with today are rather light, and I don't want the different elements to disappear. I want you to definitely be able to see them. So I'm just going to go ahead now and set this off to the side. I've put a lot of ink on this paper, so I want it to be able to dry thoroughly before I start working on it. Behind my cut file, I've added a ton of foam adhesive, and I'm just going to grab my Nuvo, or foam, like fun foam, and I'm going to grab my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and use it to go ahead and glue down my cut file, again just to give it some lift and to create some fun shadows. And now we're going to work on my photo. So my good friend Christina, so let's talk about the photo. I don't have the original photo. What I have is a scanned copy that my aunt had printed at Walmart. So you can imagine that even the scanned copy was really kind of rough. So what I did was I used my iPhone 8 and I took a really high quality kind of photograph of the photo, and then I cropped it in a little bit, and then I sent it to my friend Christina, who has amazing app skills, and she went ahead and she took away some of the creases, and there were some wonky spots on the photo where the coloring was like kind of just not right and different things like that. And so she created a photo for me that looked much better than the original scan, and then I was able to print it on my home printer on some really good photography paper as opposed to kind of like the thin paper from Walmart. So I just put some foam tape on the back of this photo. We're going to pop it up a little bit. We're going to put it up there, and then I have my journaling here. I took that journal card and I actually typed my journaling out onto the journal card. I thought that look of having that typed journaling went really well with a heritage page. And now, because the journaling card I chose looks so much like the background, I added some paper all around to add, again, to create some separation. When I am creating with a patterned background paper, I always struggle or attempt to make sure that the items I'm putting on top of the pattern paper don't kind of disappear into it, if that makes sense, especially when I'm dealing with these very light colors. So this is one of the flower sets from the Fruit Paradise collection. Also, as you can see, we are not putting fruit anywhere on this page. There are so many elements in this collection that have nothing to do with fruit. And it has these gorgeous coral flowers. So I'm pretty much going to use almost this entire pack of flowers. And I'm just going to tuck them in and around my floral cut file. I love to be able to do this with a cut file, to kind of pop it up and then to integrate it into the page by adding elements from the rest of the page into the cut file. I think that that is a fabulous way to really make a cut file feel like it belongs, even if the style of it is slightly different from the style of the collection you are using. Very similar to this. Another video that I have is for National Scrapbook Day. I did something very similar with the Kaisercraft collection and a incredibly similar cut file as well. So I am going through all of these embellishments, and I'm going to add just some little gold foil stickers, and I'm going to add some puffy stickers. The flowers are already done, and I have these beautiful die cuts kind of tucked in and around. So I'm just giving this layout its last little embellishments by adding all of these different layers and clusters and creating some separate areas. I think by using the cut file and swathing it down diagonally across the page, I have given the same amount of weight both to my typed journaling and to my photo, which is important because both parts of this particular layout are important. You kind of don't maybe understand why that picture's in my album without the journaling. So this photo is from 1949, and it's a photo of my grandmother and my great-grandmother and my great-great-grandmother. So, and the baby is my Aunt Terry. So we have 4 generations in this particular photo, and it's from the 40s. So it definitely needed to be documented and added to my scrapbook layout. Leave me a comment below if you are interested in more heritage photos. I happen to have a lot of them, actually. With the passing of both of my grandparents, I have some photos that I would like to scrapbook that they had among their stuff that I didn't know was there. I also, many years ago, did a whole heritage album that I could do a flip through of. That one is a very simple heritage album. It and the photos in it are, a lot of those photos are actually originals, so everything in that particular scrapbook album is archival, safe, and acid free, and all of those types of things. So the album is very simple, but it does have all those heritage photos. So yeah, if you're interested in something like that, please leave me a comment below and let me know, because I think that would be fun to do that. I won't be using any of, like this is not an original photo, and I have a digital copy of it. And so some photos where I have a digital copy of it, I am totally fine just using it the way that, and scrapbooking it the way that I wanted to scrapbook it. But the original photos are a bit different because you don't want to at all damage them, as they're already, 80 plus years old. So I'm just continuing on here. I'm applying all of these cute little puffy stickers and all of the die cuts, and just creating fun clusters so your eye can move around the page, but also so that the photograph is, I wanted to make a pretty page. So that's what I did. And this Prima collection, many of you know how much I adore Prima collections. They're like one of my absolute favorites. So I was super excited to be able to create this layout. And that's where I'm going to leave this one for today. You can find all the different products I use with links to the Cherry on Top shop down below if you want to grab any of these gorgeous photos or any of these gorgeous scrapbooking products. And here are some close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a fabulous, fabulous week. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.